Part of what I love about working with professionals like Peeve and Alex is that, you forget where they were on the field. They're very objective, no bias at all. Well, once in a while, maybe. Because when it comes to Aaron Judge, you got to be thinking right now, Peeve, he could be going to the San Francisco Giants, a team people often think of you. Obviously, won World Series titles there. He's from the Bay Area. I can't imagine the Yankees are going to let this guy walk, but there's no question San Francisco is going to make a spirited run at this guy.
Well, look, the Yankees are not going to have this thing handed to them. Aaron Judge just had a tremendous year, a year like we didn't see. It was as much fun being a fan of Aaron Judge as it was of any team for me this year, watching somebody do what he did. You know that this guy, number 99, selling jerseys and going to be the face of any franchise he walks into. San Francisco, the Dodgers, the Padres, they're trending up. Arizona, they're young and getting dangerous. San Francisco's got to go out and make some moves, get some pitching, but you put number 99 in your lineup, you're automatically right in the mix with anything you do. So, questions out west, I can tell you this. I've talked to some people out west, fans, and even some not fans, and they're
sources indicate
about the opportunity to talk to Aaron Judge, and he is a Bay Area boy.
The payroll commitments look like this. Rodon, I think he's going to opt out. He's going to get more than $22.5 million, at least a long-term deal. When you look at that list, though, Alex, it calls to mind this. When I think of major teams, there's always a player or two that come to mind. With respect to Brandon Crawford, those other players, they don't have that big superstar, that big name as for years Buster Posey was so identified with the Giants. Judge would fill that void immediately.
Yeah, well, I mean, you could tell throughout the course of this year, too, they kind of missed that leadership role that Buster had, for his entire career there, and was missing that kind of that middle-of-the-order presence. Judge obviously would bring that to the Giants, and that's something that, that people have been talking about for a long time, but over the course of this season, as far as like what his free agency might look like. But also too, if you're the Dodgers, just hearing that, you got to be able to put yourself in there. Just even if you don't think you have a shot, which the Dodgers do, they have plenty of money to be able to do that. But just be able to drive the price up and try to avoid that situation because, like you said, the Dodgers have been the class, and the Giants need to be able to try to do something to kind of reach where they're at, and the Padres are not going anywhere.
Well, I think the San Francisco Giants really had to reevaluate, and I know a lot of things happened with health, and you can point at a lot of things, but they really felt good coming into this year about the system they had in place and where they stood among the NL West. We saw that there's some holes in that system.
Right.
And, again, you hit it on the head, the lack of Buster Posey in that leadership. Aaron Judge is that kind of leader. Now, I don't know if he can have the impact that Buster did simply because he played the catcher position, which we talked about how important that was. But you're getting a face of the franchise. You see what Aaron Judge has meant to this community. If I'm Brian Cashman, Mr. Steinbrenner, all rise needs to keep happening right
all
now.
rise means all pay.
We keep talking about how it's how can he leave? How can the Yankees not bring him back? Stuff like that. We've seen it with other guys in the past before. Like nobody ever thought that Albert Pujols would leave the Cardinals.
Freddie just last year.
Freddie with the Braves.
Yes.
I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility.